Staying with Syria, an alliance of Kurdish and Arab fighters has seized full control over a camp where Daesh terrorists were holed up near the Iraqi border. The U.S.-backed alliance, known as the Syrian Democratic Forces, says that the operation is not over yet. An SDF official says some Daesh terrorists were still confined to a tiny area on the bank of the Euphrates River and had yet to surrender. The group says it's already arrested more than 500 terrorists in Baghouz and Deir el-Zor province. 34,000 civilians have reportedly been evacuated from the operation areas. The SDF has pledged to recapture the city very soon. Daesh has lost almost all territory it captured in Syria after the conflict began in the Arab country in 2011.
To clear ISIS from its last stronghold in Syria entered a critical new phase this morning. For more than 2 months, Charlie D'Agata has been reporting from the front lines in eastern Syria. And that's where U.S.-backed forces are making what they hope to be the final move against ISIS. Charlie went to see the fight under cover of darkness, and he sent us this report from Baghouz, Syria, where a shrinking group of ISIS fighters is trying to hold on.
After weeks of fighting in what has become a virtual stalemate, we got word this morning from the Syrian Democratic Forces. We can confirm they have entered that last ISIS camp, but they caution that fighting is still going on, and certainly as of last night, the battle was raging. Moonlight alone lit the way as U.S.-backed Syrian soldiers gave us a close-up view of what's left of ISIS. We're just on the edge of the front line. And these are sniper positions looking down into Baghouz, where ISIS is fighting back. Sounds of both coalition fighter jets and incoming gunfire filled the air. We've been told to stay low because just on the other side of that ridge is an ISIS position. And as soon as we got here, we heard bullets whizzing overhead. For weeks, American and coalition airstrikes had pummeled a tiny slice of land not more than a few hundred yards wide. It's hard to imagine how anybody can survive. Yet by day they emerged to battle America's allies on the ground here, soldiers of the Syrian Democratic Forces. Some look like teenagers. Agri Kabani told us they were taking aim at a group of ISIS fighters trying to hide behind trees. Are you surprised they're still fighting? It's still going on, he said, but there's progress every day. But progress is slow. And while the so-called caliphate is now little more than a junkyard heaped with wrecked cars, hardcore ISIS holdouts have managed to defend it against everything America and its allies have been able to unleash for months. Now, nobody here is celebrating yet, and there were airstrikes overnight. We heard gun battles this morning. But the announcement from the Syrian Democratic Forces that their soldiers have now entered that last ISIS camp may be a significant step forward.